ACC and Big South meet tonight in Raleigh as the Blue Hose of Presbyterian come calling at the Lenovo Center, the home of the NC State Wolfpack. And we welcome you courtside, everybody. I'm Andrew Sanders here with ACC champ Casey Morsell. Casey, look, it's early in the season. This one might be fun. Two high-scoring teams.
Like you said, two high-scoring teams. This game's going to come down to defense. We both know they're scoring pretty much close to 100 points. Whoever can guard the best is bound to win this game.
Let's take a look at NC State and their balanced scoring from Monday night in the win over another Big South team, USC Upstate. It was a bunch of bench points, 47 of them. They had 8 players with 8 or more points. So this is a team that was able to spread it around and get some defensive stops that led to some easy baskets. Speaking of easy baskets, the point guard, Mincy, for Presbyterian, he really makes them go.
He is the straw that stirs the drink for this Presbyterian team. We're going to see a lot of him tonight.
And we are underway. Different starting 5 for NC State head coach Kevin Keats. It's similar, but Brandon Huntley-Hatfield gets the start at the 5. No-look pass by Hill to Stiles, spotted up in the corner.
Big shot by Dontrez. Great play off the tip to get Dontrez going early.
Corey Mincy, the sophomore point guard. Down low, touch Caleb Scott. Scott, who is from Raleigh, scores over Huntley-Hatfield.
We expect to see a lot of plays going to Caleb Scott early in this game. He's physical and he can match Brandon Huntley-Hatfield on both ends of the court.
And a 6'8" senior from Raleigh, Holly Springs High School. Started his college ball at Georgia State as O'Connell gets all the way in the rim and misses the easy 2. Presbyterian 1-1 on the year. This is already their 3rd game, right? They played Monday, lost on the road at Charlotte, then their home opener on Wednesday, won by 75. Yes, 75 over Carolina Christian out of the NCCAA. Scott backing down Huntley-Hatfield. And a rebound tipped and taken by Hill. He, along with Breon Pass, led the pack in scoring on Monday. O'Connell rattles home a 3. He had 2 in the opener.
That's something that NC State loves to do. Guards run the lanes, and whoever's on the ball is kicking it ahead. That's something they emphasize when they practice.
Scott and Jonah Pierce have been splitting time starting at the 5. So both teams kind of similar in their starting lineup, staying the same, but making a change at the 5 in his hometown. No surprise that Scott gets the start. Well, he looked off balance, but Mincy shaking his head after he makes that basket.
Corey Mincy, he's a guard that's hungry to score. He's best going right, but he's looking to get to his spots.
So both teams, as expected, starting the scoring quickly. Double team comes. Good skip pass by Huntley-Hatfield. And he tips out the rebound to Jaden Taylor. He's open for 3. NC State crashing the glass, just like you said, Casey. Taylor will reload. And 0 for 3 on the same trip. 3 good looks, though.
Like you said, something NC State is emphasizing is attacking the glass and getting 2nd and 3rd opportunities.
No double team this time, and Huntley-Hatfield picks up the and 1.
NC State did a great job keeping the ball alive. Last game against Upstate, they had 14 offensive rebounds, which combined for 16 total points.
So earlier they brought the double, and that really is the dilemma, right, for Presbyterian. Huntley-Hatfield's shown he can pass out a bit, and if you don't bring help, he could be trouble.
He brings a great spark to this NC State team. Just his physicality and his ability to keep the ball alive for 2nd and 3rd opportunities.
Mike O'Connell, 2 threes early. Timeout, Presbyterian. Fast start for NC State. Mike O'Connell already a couple of threes, Casey.
When Mike O'Connell's hitting shots, NC State becomes really, really tough to guard. When you're guarding him, you're thinking he's going to pass, because last game he had 6 assists. He's known for getting a large amount of assists, but he adds that to his game, that shot. It creates a different level of toughness for teams to guard.
NC State 3 of 6 from downtown in the game's first 3+ minutes. O'Connell was inside with Jalen Peterson and guilty of the foul. Look at Kevin Keats. 8th season with NC State. Looking to reload off of that Final Four trip. And you like the roster that he's assembled?
He's done very well in the portal, especially with this group that he's brought in. Guys that I think fit what he's trying to do. He's looking to play fast, and when you bring in guys like Brandon Huntley-Hatfield, Dontrez Styles, they fit what he's looking for.
NC an air ball, last touch by Scott. Breon Pass has checked in, coming off a career night on Monday, 14 points. And he will handle the point guard duties with O'Connell out.
One thing we can expect from USC Upstate is different defenses. They're not going to stick in the same type of defense for the entire game.
Hill falling away, and it rolls off the rim. Yeah, they threw a little matchup zone at Charlotte in the opener. Gave them some trouble. Jamari Harvey's runner won't go. And Styles is running the floor. Pass. Overthrew it.
That's something that Kevin Keats encourages. He encourages the kick aheads, especially when guards and bigs are running the lanes.
Look, you don't want to turn the ball over, but that's one you can live with. A dead ball turnover, trying to push the pace.
That's what you call trying to hit a home run.
You'll live with a strikeout every now and then, as long as you can't hit some home runs.
Yep.
Harvey, who played his first 3 years at UNCW. Left block, Scott. Deep three, Harvey. And a recycle. This is Kobe Stewart, his first touch, and he buries the 15-footer. Kobe Stewart, 5th-year player, making his 36th career start tonight. Good size at 6'7" on the wing. He led them in scoring against Carolina Christian, 19 points on Wednesday. Good box out by Scott. Mency with an and one. Nasty crossover got him to the bucket, and Taylor fouls him. Well, we told you this sophomore point guard, he's got game. He'll be going to the line looking for an and one when we come back. Yes, 11-8, NC State with the lead over Presbyterian. A look back to the Big South matchup on Monday. 6 players made their Wolfpack debut. The 3 transfers and then 3 freshmen on what was an impressive night all around. We talked about the balanced scoring, Casey.
Something that we mentioned earlier is how much depth that NC State has. I mean, you have 4 guys who scored in double figures opening night. You had 4 more guys who were 1 basket away from double figures. So depth is going to be something that's going to be very valuable for NC State as they continue on with the season.
Talk about the changing defenses of Presbyterian. They show a little pressure. Ben Middlebrooks in the game. Sets a screen for pass. Good take. Jaden Taylor uses the left hand.
NC State needs Jaden Taylor to get going, not just in this game, but for the rest of the season.
So with the 6 Wolfpack players that made their debut, there's 8 newcomers as Pass steals the backdoor cut. Well, 3-on-2. He'll take it himself and scores. No Mike James due to knee injury. Got his knee scoped. He's out 2 to 4 weeks. The Louisville transfer, but he is projected to be a starter. And no Ismail Duff, the junior from Canada. Didn't play last night. Didn't play tonight. Will not play tonight. There's Ismail Duff, but he will be eligible on Wednesday for the Coastal Carolina game. He was given a 2-game suspension for playing in a league in Canada, just a handful of games in Canada. So they will get him back on Wednesday as well. So a team with a lot of depth is going to get deeper, particularly when Duff is available and then Mike James. Mike James,
I mean, with his experience and what he did at Louisville is something that could be very valuable for NC State. He can guard multiple positions. He can shoot it. And he's just a guy that you always need on the court. He's going to be very valuable, as I mentioned, for NC State as soon as he returns.
Breon Pass valuable on Monday night. How about a career high? His previous career high was 7 points. He went off for 14. I know you weren't surprised. You've guarded him in practice. I'm sure you played with him for 3 years. You know his game. Not surprised at all that he can have a breakout this senior year.
Well, Breon is a guy who was always capable. He always was thrown in situations where he was in limited minutes. But the fact that he's out here playing significant minutes, he's taking full advantage, as we saw opening night.
Mincy jammed his hand, his wrist, and it's going to be an officials timeout. Chuck Jones, Justin Porterfield, and Anthony Eads are 3 officials. I'm not sure if it's his finger or his wrist, but you could see he was grabbing and ended up throwing that pass with his left hand. Taylor reaching in there. Anyways, he is able to stay in the game and run the point here. 10 to shoot for the Blue Hose. This is Stewart, the lefty.
One thing,
I like his game from the wing.
NC State is trying to make you uncomfortable. As you saw there, they're looking to deny the wings and disrupt the tempo and the offense as much as possible. Tough shot.
You see the kind of defense Mincy likes to play, pressing up on the freshman Trey Parker. Middlebrooks finds Taylor, spotted up. That's a shot he knocked down better than 36% a year ago, but he has been cold here to start this game. Stewart catch and shoot. Peterson did not touch it. It's a 3-ball. And so Presbyterian's hot shooting continues. They have been lighting it up in their first 2 games of the year. This is a team with a number of shooters. Stewart in rhythm, 5 quick points. So he cuts the Wolfpack lead to 3.
One thing we can expect from NC State is to see different types of presses. They throw in a 2-2-1, a full court man. They like to mix it up.
Stewart driving at O'Connell, who does have 1 foul. He's got 7 on 3 straight possessions to make it a 1-point game. Quadir Petaway is in, backup point guard.
With Presbyterian running zone, NC State has to look to make shots.
That'll be the zone. Drive and dish, Breon Pass. Able to get Styles an easy bucket. NC State 4 of its last 5. You see Presbyterian 5 of its last 7. Another turnover, trying to hit a home run. Kind of what we expected so far. Some hot shooting, high scoring, teams pushing the pace. We'll be back in a minute. Presbyterians cut it to 3 as head coach Quentin Farrell back at his alma mater. A place that means so much to him. He says he's just trying to take them to new heights. And last year reached some pretty good heights. They made the CBI. They beat Vanderbilt in their opener at Vanderbilt. Trying to get another Power 4 win. Tonight they're going to have some opportunities. Tonight they go at Miami, at South Carolina also. So good schedule put together for them with some opportunities for some giant slaying.
Great opportunity to showcase their skills against high-level competition. That's all you can ask for as a player.
This is Carl Parrish driving Styles, and Jonah Pierce was fouled, undercut.
One thing we're seeing from both teams is they're putting a lot of pressure on the rim, trying to keep the ball alive for second and third opportunities.
Got that foul on Marcus Hill, his first, and the team's third. And a steal by Trey Parker. He's got running mates. And a wave off the basket. At the next level, we're giving continuation there.
No doubt, no doubt.
So a foul on the floor, the baseline out of bounds for NC State. Huntley Hatfield's going to come in and give Middlebrooks a break.
And once again, just like we saw there from Trey Parker, looking to run and push, something that Kevin Keats emphasizes.
O'Connell, who had the hot hand early with a couple of threes. Pierce and Scott on the floor for the Blue Holes at the same time. Huntley Hatfield finds Hill, who misses the lay-in. Been impressed with the big man's passing ability, but his teammates haven't been able to finish.
Brandon Huntley Hatfield draws a lot of attention. He's going to have to be a good passer when there's all eyes on him.
On the baseline, last touch by NC State. Coach Farrell saying that, you know, Scott and Pierce, they've both been kind of switching off at starters, but he knew, even though he likes to play 4 guards a little more, he knew, look, he's got 2 big men that are really good, and at times they will play together. That's the case right now.
And that's something that he's going to have to do tonight. You have 2 physical guys playing in the front court with Dontrez Styles and Brandon Huntley Hatfield. I expect him to see a lot of 2 bigs to guard on this end.
Stewart with the turnover and the lay-in to make it a 1-point game. Right before that, Jonah Pierce missed a shot. You think, well, that's not newsworthy. Well, it is for Jonah Pierce. He had started his season 16 of 16 from the floor, including 11 of 11 in their opener against Charlotte. So you knew it was going to come eventually, but he did miss. He can miss.
He can.
Huntley Hatfield's going to work underneath. Both teams shooting above 50%. The Presbyterian coming into the night shooting almost 60% as a team through 2 games. Good block by Styles. Another good find, and this time Hill gives Huntley Hatfield the assist.
Great pass by Huntley Hatfield. There aren't many bigs like him who could pass at his rate. NC State's press is trying to reduce shot clock. As we see now, Presbyterian burnt about 10 seconds just trying to cross and get in a comfortable situation to run their offense.
Mincy downhill, and this time evade style swat attempts. Possession arrow stay on this end. NC State getting some rim protection here from Dontrez Styles. And Huntley Hatfield, I mean, he's like, you heard of a point forward. He's kind of like a point center right now. Well, he's dropping dimes.
Brandon Huntley Hatfield, he's doing it all. And as I mentioned earlier, he draws so much attention just because of his physicality and he's such a threat to score on the offensive end. Him being a passer, it adds another dimension to this NC State team.
Mency calling for it and gets it, but lost his footing. Able to save it to Pierce. Parrish open. And a miss. Shot 41% a year ago from outside. Got a foul before the shot. Pierce getting tangled up with Huntley Hatfield. Jonah Pierce, a couple of years at Francis Marion before he was the freshman of the year in his conference back in 2022, but moving over to the D1 level, and it's translated nicely. Got his hands full tonight with Huntley Hatfield.
It's going to be essential for Jonah Pierce to not get in foul trouble. You guard a guy like Brandon Huntley Hatfield, guy who's probably going to wear you out by guarding him. He's going to have to stay solid and try to wall up.
Good backdoor find. Peterson for two. Jalen Peterson, one of 3 players for Presbyterian that redshirted last year. Maybe not noteworthy, but it's the fact that they had actually all 3 played the year before. And typically, if you're going to redshirt, it's going to be that first season. But just the way the roster worked out, had to play some freshmen maybe before they were ready due to some injuries and lost some guys in the portal. Then last year, they brought in some nice portal additions like Scott, like Pierce. Styles finishes. And so because the playing time wasn't going to be there, Coach Farrell, said, hey, look, I like all 3 of you. I feel like you can have a bright future here. What do you think about redshirt? They were all willing to develop. I know player development is huge in the Presbyterian program.
That's a very mature move by Jalen Peterson to accept that redshirt. He saw the roster wasn't aligned in his favor, and he took the year to fully develop. And as we see now, he's taking a step in his game.
Harvey can't hit. Last touch by Presbyterian. NC State shooting 60%. They lead it by 7 here at the under 8. March Madness is coming to Raleigh. March 21st through the 23rd. The Lenovo Center going to be the host of the first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament. Back with Casey Morcell, I'm Andrew Sanders. Great venue for college basketball, really cool. They're going to host again for the first time since 2016. Casey, what's it like to play in this facility?
There's nothing like it. It's a great location for March Madness just because it is one of the largest in the country. It can hold a lot of people, and when it gets loud, it's a great environment to play in.
Michael O'Connell, 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting. So he lost his defender because, there was a spot on the floor, and so take care of that before NC State will set up its pressure.
The way this NC State team is set up, you never know whose night it's going to be. They're deep. They have a lot of depth. And right now, it's Michael O'Connell, but in the second half, it could be anybody else that we haven't seen much today.
Parrish going to bring it up. Pass trying to make it tough to get in the hands of Mency, but here he is at midcourt. 6:15 to play first half. It's been an exciting first half so far. It's the largest lead for the Wolfpack at 9. Harvey doesn't get the roll.
Presbyterian has a lot of movement on their offensive end, making it very tough for NC State to guard.
Huntley Hatfield's another good pass. Tapped out by the Wolfpack. Top 5 in the ACC last year, and the most improved player voting was Huntley Hatfield.
But NC State having such a deep rotation, they're able to pressure more and disrupt tempo, as we've seen there, forcing an illegal screen.
Yeah, it is on Pierce, and that's going to be his second. So Jonah Pierce comes off the bench in this one, but 2 fouls in the first half, and it'll be Caleb Scott back in. Styles needed help. Pass comes to help out. Probably see Styles play some more minutes tonight. Dennis Parker Jr. missed the exhibition with an ankle injury. He did play on Monday against USC Upstate. We were told that he re-aggravated that ankle injury, so he is not dressed tonight. He is unavailable for NC State.
And they're going to need to play Dontrez Styles. I mean, what he does for this team, as we've seen right there, keeping the ball alive, being able to guard multiple positions, they're going to need his presence for most of the game.
Stewart on the inline. So NC State without 3 players tonight. Parker Jr., Duff, with 1 game suspension left, and Mike James still coming off that knee injury. 15 to shoot for O'Connell and the Wolfpack. Taylor a step back. That might be the toughest 3 he's taken tonight. That's the one that goes down.
Tough shot by JT. Thought he was going to shoot it when he had it in rhythm, but making it off the bounce is a high-level shot. 7
points now for Jaden Taylor. And the lead into double figures for the first time. Presbyterian about a 3-minute scoring drought. Need a basket. And they turn it over. Jaden Taylor's got 9. And there's Peterson with the cleanup. Second basket for Jalen Peterson.
Similar to USC Upstate, NC State is trying to speed them up and force Presbyterian to shoot quick shots.
Pass off the bounce, can't hit this time. And it's simple, right? 1, that's just how they want to play. 2, feel like, look, if they're the more talented team, Mincy to the bucket and 1. Feel like if you have more talent, the more possessions you can have in a game, more likely things are going to go your way. Another and 1 opportunity for Corey Mincy. He's got 7 at the under 4. This is Holly Springs High School senior night in 2019, and some cool connections to this game. Of course, we told you Caleb Scott is the senior from Raleigh, played for Holly Springs. There he is, number 30. Saw some highlights. Number 21 is a guy that you played with at Virginia, Casey, at Caden Shedrick. He's at Texas now. And number 10 in that picture plays at NC State, although not basketball. That's Matt Willardson, one of the star pitchers for NC State. So how cool is that? That was a loaded team, and a little homecoming for Caleb Scott tonight.
That was a loaded high school team, and it's seen with their record how successful they were. Caden Shedrick, Caleb Scott, 2 guys I remember playing with. I played Caleb Scott a lot in pickup, and he's tough. He's tough to guard.
It's a big night for him coming back to his hometown. Scott tonight, couple of points. And a steal. Gets to the floor first. Harvey blocked by Styles.
That was all Caleb Scott right there, making his presence known, getting on the floor and still kicking ahead. High level play by Caleb Scott.
Jamari Harvey feeling the effects of this one. And Styles trying to say he was straight up. Man, that, Casey, I know you're a defensive guy. Your thoughts on that?
High-level play by Presbyterian, coming out and throwing the pressure at him right away. As I mentioned earlier, Caleb Scott did a great job of getting on the floor. Usually the guy who gets on the floor usually comes up with it first.
Yeah.
He took full advantage of it.
So Harvey able to stay in, senior from Fayetteville, Moravian Prep. Again, first 3 years down at the beach, UNCW, playing for former NC State assistant Takeo Siddle. Cool connections there. Coach Siddle played for Coach Keats 1 year at Hargrave Military Academy. They coached together, obviously, and now having success with the Seahawks.
They play very similar to NC State.
Could be a crucial stretch here for both teams, trying to close out the half strong. Was not touched by Presbyterian. Turnover, NC State. Coach Keats is going to get O'Connell back in the game. It's a 6-0 run for Presbyterian in the last minute. Trying to cut into a lead that was 14.
One thing we're seeing from Presbyterian is that they're matching NC State's energy in terms of trying to turn them over and making them uncomfortable. We're seeing different defenses, which is forcing NC State to make different reads. And it's something that it's taking them a while to kind of figure out.
Menzies already got 8 and 3 assists, and Styles erases that layup. Taylor, acrobatic to the cup.
He's been electric tonight. Finishes strong at the rim, and he's been a great spark for NC State.
Man, this team likes to run. It doesn't have to be after a turnover, right? It could be off of a block shot. It might be after a made basket sometimes. They want to get it and go.
Especially off turnovers. NC State takes full advantage of getting out and going. As I mentioned earlier, guards run the lanes, and when I say the lanes, they're trying to run the wings, and usually the big runs down the middle, looking for a drag and easy opportunities at the rim.
Completes the three-point play. That lets NC State set up its pressure again. They lob over the top. Peterson. Stewart's been their top scorer so far tonight, and a reach-in foul on Kobe Stewart. That's his first miss. He had started 5 of 5. 16 fouls, so NC State in the bonus the remaining 2:30. Coach Farrell, Coach Keats, they know each other well from the CAA days when Coach Keats was at UNCW. Coach Farrell was an assistant at College of Charleston. So they had some battles, including in the CAA titles. Taylor will go to the line, including in the CAA title. The last year Coach Keats was there before he was hired at NC State.
As you mentioned, very familiar with Kevin Keats and what he's looking to do based off of prior experience at Wilmington. And that made this prep a little easier for him in terms of points of emphasis and getting his team prepared. Something they worked on a lot was press offense, different reads to make because they really don't know what type of press NC State will throw at them.
Yeah, but that familiarity in general, always helpful. And yeah, they were very detailed in their shoot around that we went to this morning. And that is the benefit, you know, in having some returners, right? They returned 3 starters, but 9 players total. So it's early in the season, but as detailed as everything was, everybody was on the same page. There wasn't a whole lot of, you know, wait, where am I supposed to be on this? I mean, it was everybody. It was a very smoothly run shoot around,
which is rare. I mean, because of how early it is, as you mentioned, it's guys are still trying to figure it out. Usually, where to go, and the fact that they were able to be on point is very impressive.
Scott fouled by Middlebrooks, who got him on the wrist.
Ben Middlebrooks call on a foul there because he went down. One thing that coaches teach is for you to go straight up. As you see that left hand goes down and gets Caleb Scott round the arm.
Saw those highlights from Scott. That's a big-time dunk to throw down in high school. That highlight from Holly Springs we saw. Hey, Coach Farrell told us that, you know, he was well known to them coming out of high school. He had some good offers. You know, went to Georgia State, but eventually found his way to Presbyterian.
He was very successful at Georgia State. And he's looking to bring that same type of experience here to Presbyterian.
Misses the free throws. Make Taylor give up the ball. Four to shoot for Taylor. Big block by Peterson. Again, he's one of the trio that redshirted last year, but you watch him play, you think he doesn't look like a guy that would redshirt. And Coach Farrell telling us he might be athletically, you know, their best quick twitch athlete. He has a chance to make himself a lot of money. And
that athleticism is something that you can't teach. As I'm seeing there, he has great length, being able to contest a high-level finisher like JT at the rim.
Stewart a rare miss, and Styles, I think his shoulder blades touching the baseline. See, Presbyterian is 20% from three, just 1 of 5 though, not a ton of volume. Like Casey said earlier, most of everything has been getting to the basket. Taylor cues up a 3-ball in and out.
Jaden Taylor's getting good looks tonight. Much better than opening night, and we've seen it with his stat line.
Mency will step into a 3 and cans it. He's in a double figures with 11. And is that Peterson? It is. This was ooh. Saw Peterson roll that ankle. So Sam Silverstein, the Presbyterian trainer, pay him attention and hopefully just a tweak. Coach Cates will use a timeout here to talk things over. A 10-second differential, shot clock, game clock. So Casey, you've been in these huddles, right? It's pretty clear. Like, you got 1 possession left. You want to get a good shot. What are typically some of the things you might hear in this huddle?
Well, one thing is that we'll probably see Kevin Keys draw up a play looking to go towards Jaden Taylor.
Okay.
With him scoring 13 right now, heading into halftime, he's your hot hand. I think it's best that you go to him to shoot the shot heading into halftime. But you never know, right? I mean, you got Caleb Scott in foul trouble, so you might see Ben Middlebrooks or Dontrez Childs try to do something to where he can get in foul trouble or make him pick up his 3rd foul. So it all depends on kind of what Kevin Keats is thinking. I think it either be go towards Jaden Taylor, try to get him an easy offense or easy bucket, or try to get Caleb Scott in foul trouble by putting a lot of pressure on the rim.
Yeah, we saw Pierce go out earlier with 2 fouls. Scott also with 2. Yeah, Taylor 13 points on 5 of 10 shooting. You know, NC State will be is replacing its leading scorer. That's been a common theme for Coach Keats. He has never returned, as a head coach of the Wolfpack, he's never returned his leading scorer from a year ago. But who is going to step into that role that DJ Horn filled last year? Let's see what Coach draws up here. Catch and shoot in rhythm. O'Connell. Clock's not running. Well, nobody noticed it, but
interesting move by Quinn Farrell to come out of the timeout with the 2-3 zone. Unexpected move by Quinn Farrell.
5 seconds to go. Mincy foul, they say, by Hill. That's the thing, right? You call the timeout, you drop a play, and then this isn't man. Hold on.
Corey Mincy has been super aggressive tonight. His confidence is at a different level. That's one thing Quinn Farrell mentioned in shoot around earlier when speaking about Corey Mincy is his confidence. It's been on full display tonight in this game.
Good if it goes. And we'll head to the half. NC State ahead by 7. So started kind of fast, Casey. Slowed down a little bit. Not quite the scoring pace we expected, but still overall pretty good first 20 minutes.
Both teams locked in on the defensive end. They turned up the pressure. NC State did it first, and Presbyterian matched them. Literally, they matched them by turning up the pressure, forcing turnovers, and quick shots at the rim. Great first half by both teams.
Halftime here in Raleigh. 38-31 our score in favor of NC State. NC State with a 7-point lead at halftime here in Lenovo Center. The teams are retaking the court. We'll be back with second half action after this. A busy night in the city of Oaks. NC State with a 7-point advantage here at the halftime break as they host Presbyterian. Hey everybody, Andrew Sanders, Casey Morsell back with you at halftime. Pretty fast pace, especially first 10 minutes. Casey, your thoughts in general from the first half?
Both teams started to trying to feel each other out, figure out how each other was playing, and as we saw later on, both teams amped up the pressure, and both teams are starting to defend at a high level and finishing possessions. That's something that's going to be key heading into the second half.
We've got plenty of highlights for you from the first half, and look, Dontrez Styles was able to do it on both ends for NC State.
He adds a great amount of versatility. He shoots it well, can finish at the rim, as you see there, bring a lot of energy and presence on the defensive end. They're going to need a major second half for him in order for them to win the game.
A two-way player, a three-level scorer, Dontrez Styles. Meanwhile, Kobe Stewart, he started 5 of 5 from the floor. Remember, he led them on Wednesday with 19 points, just carrying that momentum right into the first half tonight.
He's a rhythm guy. He's taking full advantage of NC State, giving them opportunities to finish at the rim and just be a complete and versatile player. He's a guy who's looking for catch and shoot threes, but he's making his presence known by attacking the rim.
Take a look at the game summary. Yeah, both teams shooting well, although Presbyterian's numbers did fall as that half went on. It is something, you know, I know the coaching staff certainly, you don't want to have very few assists and a lot of made field goals. And just the 3 assists from the first half, all of them, by the way, no surprise, by Corey Mincy, who's had 2 double-doubles already. Presbyterian's got to have somebody else that can create, that can be a playmaker, although Mincy certainly can do it. Stewart right out of the blocks, and another layup for him. He's got 13.
It all starts with Presbyterian's pressure on the defensive end. They have active hands trying to get deflections.
It's going to be the third foul on Caleb Scott. And it comes just 30 seconds into the second half. And that's one thing that can spoil a homecoming is foul trouble. Going to send big number 30 to the bench. Pierce will replace. It's
a huge loss for Presbyterian, losing Caleb Scott. Someone else is going to need to step up in the front court.
The lead back to 7. Marcus Hill really picked his game up. He had 10 points in the second half on Monday. And he gets the first basket of half number 2 for NC State. This is Peterson, Jalen Peterson, using that pivot, using his length. Good find. Styles runs the floor.
Dontrell Styles running the lanes, rim running, getting easy baskets at the rim. Something NC State is looking for. Not trying to run many plays. They'd much rather score in the transition.
But we've seen a couple of times, right? He can protect the rim. I shouldn't say he's only 6'6", right? But that's a little bit undersized for the 4, maybe a little more suited for the 3. But that's an advantage he has, right? If he is going to play the 4, is sometimes he can beat those bigger guys in transition.
Exactly. It's on full advantage tonight.
Pierce travels. It's just the 6th Blue Hose turnover. For the most part, they have handled the NC State pressure well. Try a little 3/4 court pressure themselves. NC State breaks it easily. O'Connell gets a paint touch, then out to Styles off the jump stop. Stewart doesn't have numbers, doesn't matter. He'll pull up. Got his own miss. And it leads to a 3. There was nobody inside the arc for Presbyterian except Kobe Stewart, and he grabbed the rebound.
Here at NC State, you got to find a way to come up with that.
Corey Mency showing out. Game high, 16 points for him. What you do with that if you're a post defender?
There's not much you can do. All you can do is wall up and try to make them shoot tough contested 2s. Great defense by Jonah Pierce. Better play by Brandon Holy Hatfield.
Huntley Hatfield, who averaged about 13 points at Louisville last year. He's got 8 tonight. 3 minutes into this second half, the Wolfpack lead is 8. Taylor with some help on the baseline, and Harvey reaches in. The second team foul on Presbyterian this half. It'll be the second foul on Harvey.
Great job by Jaden Taylor, sitting in the paint, waiting for the pass to come to get an easy deflection on the other end.
No look, Hill. And Huntley Hatfield in a double figures.
As we're seeing now, NC State is starting to wear Presbyterian out. Full court pressure, 94 feet. Trying to disrupt tempo and make them shoot tough contested 2s.
Pierce bothered by Styles. That does something for you mentally as an offensive player, right? You see a guy take one or two off the backboard. Taylor connects on his second 3.
It's good to see Jaden Taylor get going tonight. It's something that Kevin Keats knows that he's going to need. He's going to need that go-to scorer. And from the very start, Jaden Taylor has been very aggressive, hunting shots and hunting opportunities to attack the rim and finish at a high level.
He had 28 points at Pitt last year in March. Already 16 in this game. It's a guy that when he gets hot, he can score in bunches. The lead back to 13. Kobe Stewart.
NC State miscommunication on the switch.
Trey Parker hit a couple of threes in his debut on Monday, but misses this one, and then reaches in on Mincy, who is down. Media timeout.
Strong showing that we're seeing here from Jaden Taylor. He's mixing it up with drives, jump shots, and it's all starting on the defensive end for him. I mean, his goal is to get the most deflections on the team, and he knows that's the engine that's going to get him easy opportunities on the offensive end. High-level performance, and he's doing it on both ends for this NC State team.
Jaden Taylor, 16 points to lead the Wolfpack. Mincy, who has the ball, the point guard for the Blue Hose, he's got 16 as well. This is Iverson King, his first touch, and he lays it in. First minutes for King, the freshman from North Carolina. He's from Louisville, just west of Winston-Salem.
This Presbyterian team has a lot of movement, and one thing that they're testing is NC State's communication on the defensive end.
Welcome to the game. First touch and a bucket. Trying to guard Styles, and he turns it over. Styles lost the handle. Michael O'Connell goes over to the scorer's table for NC State.
NC State looking to deny. Strong move by Ben Middlebrooks to finish at the other end.
Stewart turns down the three to get King a layup. NC State's got to realize, right, your big man just got to steal and a layup. Somebody's got to help out in the paint until he gets back.
And that's something that all starts with communication. They need to communicate better on made opportunities.
Parker comes flying in, as does Pass. Oh, the guards for NC State. They are athletic and bouncy.
That's a major point of emphasis for Kevin Keats, is keeping the ball alive and trying to get second and third opportunities. They're all trying to crash. You might have one guy check back, but for the most part, everyone's trying to get on the rim and keep the ball alive from more and more opportunities.
What that does is makes Jonah Pierce pick up his third. Remember, Scott picked up his third just 30 seconds into this second half. So both bigs, both talented for the Blue Hose, but both saddled with foul trouble. O'Connell in. Bryce Hurd joins him. He's played just 2 minutes so far tonight. He's good on Monday. 8 points, 5 rebounds in 16 minutes.
NC State going straight into the press defense, trying to turn Presbyterian over and disrupt their tempo.
And right now playing with both point guards. Petaway, who's on ball, and allows Mincy, who's been a great scorer tonight, to play the two.
NC State going with a 4-guard lineup, trying to switch 1 through 4.
How good is Corey Mincy? They tried to get him a look on the right wing. He goes all the way across the court and connects from the left wing.
Well, Mincy's doing a great job reading the different defensive looks that NC State's throwing at him. Right there, we seen a switch, and he decided to read it and pop back to the corner for an easy opportunity for a corner three.
Middlebrooks a three. He had just one last year. He had one on Monday, then they took it away. They said his foot was on the line. That one's going to count. Give him all 3.
That's something he's worked on. He worked on it from the first day he got on campus. And the fact that he has the confidence to shoot it in a game is impressive to see.
Presbyterians made its last 4 shots. Nearly backcourt for Stewart. Got his own miss again. Well, we see some similarities in these two teams, and both teams keeping it alive. But now a run out. Taylor taken down.
Well, NC State just needs to finish possessions. I mean, that's something that they're struggling with. If they just finish possessions, that will reduce Presbyterian's opportunities to score significantly.
Quandy or Petaway, they call him Q. Picks up his second foul. Coach Keats is trying to say this should be a shooting foul, and they are going to review. Well, the lead was 14. And Presbyterian, again, with their hot shooting, this is what they've done all last year, all this year. Just slowly keeping themselves in this game, chipping away at the lead.
Jaden Taylor definitely looks like he was going into shooting motion, got tripped up right at the time when he was about to jump off of that right foot.
They're seeing if that foul should be upgraded to a flagrant. And a little lip reading there. Common foul. Yeah, common foul. Which is what they called it on the floor. It's a little awkward there. I think Taylor's like halfway keeping possession, but halfway losing the ball. And then he's trying to slow himself down. Petaway ran into him.
It is. Great call by the referees. Nothing intentional on that play.
Scott's back in the game with the 3 fouls. Middlebrook's backing him down. Double comes. Pass a 3.
Great shot by Breon Pass. Shot ready. You saw his man. You saw Ben Middlebrooks draw 2 defenders, and he was the open man. He called for it, and he was ready to let it go.
And what that review did, right? Common foul, but it basically acted like a timeout for Coach Keats. And that's just what they drew up. 8 to shoot for Mincy. Trying to ice the ball screen. King. Not this time.
Well, USC Upstate is very uncomfortable on the offensive end, running their offense near the half court. That's something that you want if you're NC State.
This will be the under 12. NC State with an 11-point lead. We'll be back in a minute. Well, Breon Pass just made his 3rd three-pointer already this season. And we have a little film study here with Casey Morcell. Casey?
Well, sometimes it could just be as simple as making the extra pass. As we see Ben Middlebrooks, he's looking at Michael Connell, and he's also looking at Breon Pass. And as we seen there, he drew 2 defenders, and Breon's man was the one who collapsed, which is why Breon Pass had to open 3.
And see all over O'Connell. Middlebrooks fakes the handoff. Takes it into Scott and draws his 4th. Hey, Casey, you've been on the other end of that as well. When you're that guard, that defender on the perimeter, you're supposed to dig down on the post, but that puts you in a tough spot, yeah?
It's all about timing. It's all about timing and where the bigs' eyes are usually where they're going. So it's you got to kind of have a feel for it, and it takes reps and practice. But that guy, I mean, he just fully collapsed on Ben, which propelled Breon for an open 3.
So you're like a, I don't know, blitzing linebacker or something. You have to take him by surprise, not when he's looking right at you.
You know, I usually ran out to the guard once the big had picked up. So once he picks up to pass, then I'm already gone, because I was always hunting deflections and steals.
Scott to the bench with his 4th. Pierce back out there with 3. Oh, Stewart to the rim. Thought there should have been a foul there.
Kobe Stewart has been aggressive tonight. He's doing it all, shooting it well, and putting a lot of pressure on NC State's defense.
Oh, great find. Mike O'Connell with his 8th assist of this game.
Mike O'Connell does a phenomenal job reading ball screens and finding the open man. He comes off, his eyes are always on his teammates, which makes it easier for him to find open defender.
And that's backcourt. Taylor and Styles and Huntley Hatfield's in. So O'Connell, again, he's cooking tonight. 8 assists. You see, it only takes 3 or more for him, and the record's pretty good for NC State, 20-4.
That's something that NC State's going to need. And teams are going to see that and try to put a lot of pressure on Mike O'Connell so he can get below that.
Huntley Hatfield was held by Iverson King. We got a Kobe, we got an Iverson. On Monday, we had a Carmelo.
A Mr.
Great impact. Yeah, I can't forget about Mr. Dean, of course, but great impact from some of the great NBA players of our childhood. Who's your favorite out of that trio? Kobe, Iverson, Carmelo.
Ooh. Gotta go with Kobe. 5 rings. I think he has the best resume out of those 3.
You a Wizards guy?
I am.
Gotta be, right? Stewart. Not this time. Tipped in. I guess give it to Pierce.
That should go to Jonah Pierce. He taps. He loves to tap at the ball, which makes it tough for NC State to finish possessions. Rebounding is a skill that you have to practice.
And a steal by Kobe Stewart. Mency and Stewart single-handedly keeping Presbyterian in it. Mency turned it over and got it right back. Stewart from the corner. Taylor missed Styles, but he gets the and one. Jaden Taylor having himself a night.
Great job by Jaden Taylor getting to the middle of the floor. That's usually where you want to get to in transition because it puts a lot of pressure on the defense, as we've seen there. Attacking Carl and putting pressure on Presbyterian's defense.
19 for Taylor. That's called in the backcourt. Just the 2nd foul on NC State in this half. First on pass of the game.
If you're Presbyterian, one thing you need to look into is passing more. Something that NC State wants you to do is over-dribble. And when you over-dribble, it makes it tough to get into your offense. They're denying passes, and guys on Presbyterian need to get open if they want to be in a position to win this game.
Mency continues to score, 21 for him. It's a new career high. Mency's setting career highs every game out this season. Finger roll not there for Taylor. The lob to Parrish, who finishes. Just a 10-point game.
If you're NC State, that's something you're going to give up. When you attack and you make all 5 guys go to the glass, that's what's going to happen sometimes. They're going to get easy opportunities on the other end.
Taylor picked up his dribble, needs help, able to split the double team. Wide open O'Connell. That way throws ahead Mency, another triple, partially blocked, and there's Pierce. Jonah Pierce, reverse layup, good. And the fans here at Lenovo Center starting to get a little restless.
Presbyterian, they're just playing tough. Getting second and third opportunities multiple times this second half. NC State has to clean up finishing possessions, something they're struggling with.
O'Connell beats Petaway, gets a layup right back. That ends a 6-0 run for the Blue Hose. Stewart. And NC State gets a stop. You said this one's going to come down to defense. These teams, they haven't traded a ton of stops tonight, but they do right there.
Presbyterian making it tough on Breon pass.
Stewart at 6'7", had a size advantage and pass, fouls it. Just a 10-point game as we head down the stretch in Raleigh. Well, let's flash back to the last time these two teams met in November of 2017. Just the 4th game for new NC State head coach Kevin Keatts. Reggie Dillard at 23 points for Presbyterian, who led by 8 at halftime. But Leonard Freeman, who had 23 points to lead the way. NC State with 5 in double figures. Torrin Dorn out Freeman, Omeir at 7, and Markel Johnson. And they ran away with it in the second half. Haven't been able to run away with it in the second half so far. We had the under 8 timeout, just a 10-point game. Presbyterian with the basketball, back with ACC champ Casey Morsell. I'm Andrew Sanders. And what do we have here? A foul on Styles, trying to front the post late in the shot clock.
One thing we've seen from Kevin Keatts come out of the timeout is a full-on denial of Corey Mency, not letting him touch it. And as we've seen there, Presbyterian struggling to get into their offense, and was bailed out with the foul on the offensive end.
It's Marcus Hill who's drawn the defensive assignment. Now they switch it, and it's Taylor who picks up Mency. We'll see the belief on the Presbyterian side as they continue to stay in this game. That doesn't roll in, but Stewart will go to the line to shoot 2.
Kobe Stewart is the veteran of this team, and you can tell how he's reading who's guarding him. He knows it doesn't make sense to try to attack a quicker defender like Marcus Hill from the perimeter, so he tries to post him up in the mid-post and draw fouls.
Missing the first free throw. He denies the free chicken sandwich promotion of 2 missed free throws. And you see, that's got the students stressed out. They're already thinking about lunch tomorrow. Most of them going to be tailgating tomorrow, I would imagine. A football game, 3:30 kickoff as Hill gets to the rim.
Busy weekend for NC State.
Chicken sandwich goes well with the tailgate.
Once again, as we see here, Presbyterian running their offense near the half court. NC State blowing up wings, making it tough for catches.
Just like you're talking about.
It gives the opportunity for a lot of deflections. NC State is looking to reach 40 deflections. And something that many people don't know about is that NC State has a very successful record whenever they reach the 40-plus deflection mark.
Kind of the mentality being, look, if you're getting that many deflections, the turnovers are going to come. You're not as concerned with how many turnovers did you force. That was last touch by Mincy, they say. I don't know. That was in front of us. It might have been off hill. Mincy can just smile about it. Taylor trapped. And they turn it over. A little sloppy here. Both teams trying to go fast. Middle block. Brooks jams it.
And this place is starting to get loud, and NC State is starting to feel the pressure in the building. It's starting to pick up tempo. Something you have to love if you're an NC State fan.
Petaway played just 4 minutes at Charlotte, but Coach Farrell told him, hey, with this NC State pressure, we need to play you more. He turns it over. Another run out from Middlebrooks.
Ben's a guy, he knows what he needs to do in order to affect the game, and he knows he's going to have to be a high-level defender. He's making his presence known through his deflections, which leads to easy opportunities on the offensive end.
He's the 5-man. He's been a one-man fast break tonight for NC State.
But Ben has a good eye for jumping in passing lanes. He's doing a great job anticipating the pass.
Petaway in and out. Pierce tracks it down in the corner. And Stewart with the finger roll. Stewart averaged 8 points last year as a part-time starter. You can see his 5th and final year of college basketball. Confidence score 19 on Wednesday. He's got 20 tonight. He and Mincy better than 2/3 of Presbyterian scoring. Middlebrooks. Oh, and a late whistle comes. He'll be shooting 2 free throws when we come back. Couple of dunks here for the big man. Good early season crowd enjoying this one at the Lenovo Center. Andrew Sanders here with Casey Morcell. NC State's open up a 13-point lead, making their last 3 shots. Ben Middlebrooks giving them a spark, and he'll go to the line looking to add 2 more. Middlebrooks, 13 points, 1 of 4 in double figures for NC State. Mincy couldn't handle it. Taylor takes it away, trying to tiptoe the sideline, and he stepped on it.
It's a tough position if you're Jaden Taylor. Smart move to hold on to it instead of just throwing it away. He wasn't sure that anybody was open, so he decided to hold on to it and take the turnover.
Worst case dead ball turnover, yeah. You have 3 timeouts. Is that crossing your mind there?
Good point. That is a good point, yeah. Call the timeout. You got plenty of time.
But I think he thought he could tightrope it.
Yep.
Caleb Scott back in the game with those 4 fouls, playing in his hometown of Raleigh. Parrish, tough move. Got it to go late in the shot clock.
Carl Parrish did a great job there, changing speeds, getting to his spot, put Michael Connell in a tough position by not allowing him to land on 2.
Double-digit score in each of the first 2 games. He now has 5 tonight as he completes the 3-point play. And now some pressure for the Blue Hose.
I'd imagine Presbyterian increasing their pressure, trying to turn NC State over.
O'Connell, 10 points, 8 assists tonight. NC State content to run some clock. Scott saves it in and saves it to O'Connell. Middlebrooks feeling it. Well, he's added some to his game, hasn't he, Casey? He's off the bounce. He's not made a 3 in this game.
Like you said, he is. He's added multiple assets to his game. I mean, he's shooting it, like you said. And that shooting ability will make it very tough for NC State to guard. And he's making his presence known on the defensive end. You love to see it.
Casey almost had his 3rd dunk tonight. You're on the bench for that one. You give him a hard time after the game?
For sure, for sure. He'll be hearing from me. He just has a lot of energy. I wish he would have threw that down. This arena would have been rocking. But I'm sure he's waiting for the next opportunity.
Had the steal, everything but the highlight finish. You know, I've never missed a dunk in my life, Casey.
Hey, man. Hold on to that. Hold on to that story.
I think I will. In my 30s. Oh! Foul is called. Middlebrooks with a swat.
I thought that was clean. Thought he met him at the rim.
They call that foul on Styles, actually. We talked about this a little bit on Monday, but Middlebrooks, Huntley, Hatfield. Just 2 front court players that are going to be really important this year, and they both can bring some huge positives. All right, second free throw. Good. O'Connell got hit in the jaw, it looked like. I think Middlebrooks, Middlebrooks got him. If you're on Scott, he's done. And it is. Caleb Scott, 2 points, 3 rebounds, and now 5 fouls coming back home. So not his typical game, but again, just talking about the strength of the NC State front court matchup problems. O'Connell can't hit the free throw.
In this part of the game, it's up to NC State to finish. That's something that the coaches and the players are saying, are emphasizing. Finish so that there's no pressure that's brought to the game.
I would imagine that this is not something that's really discussed much, but in college basketball, we've gotten to the point where the metrics start to matter. And maybe it's a bad formula. I would argue it probably is, right? The difference between beating somebody by 10 versus 25, the computer rankings are going to manage that. And so, you know, as a coach, you just want to finish no pressure, but also it does, in a small way, it does matter.
It does. But one thing that a lot of these coaches are just trying to finish the game the right way.
Mency, give him 3 and 1. He adds to his career high, 25 points.
Corey Mency has been everywhere tonight on both ends of the floor. And for him, it started on the defensive end. Looking for steals, trying to make NC State uncomfortable. And he's been playing off rhythm a lot tonight.
Talked about his confidence. And rightfully so. He's got a ton of game to back it up. All McNeil into the game for NC State. His first action, he gets fouled and he'll go shoot 2. So Mency, the points tonight, right, 4 assists. Here's what's maybe most impressive, right? Just a playmaker. They needed him to score tonight. He's done that. The first couple games, he set a career high with 10 assists in each game. He really can't do it all as McNeil gets on the score sheet, his first point.
And that's something that he knew that his team at Presbyterian was going to need for him, and he has stepped up to the occasion. They have a great schedule ahead, and he has a major opportunity to continue to display his high-level performance.
McNeil, the freshman from Rockingham, North Carolina, gets them both. North Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year, the highest-rated freshman in this NC State class. Not the only shot Mency hasn't hit tonight, and there's Pierce for the cleanup. Cuts it to 11. Timeout. Presbyterian. We'll step aside. After the Presbyterian timeout, set up full court pressure here. NC State breaks it. Styles lost the handle, but fortunate to keep possession. Mency got his hand on it. Trying to finish out this game, and Coach Keats using the opportunity to put 3 freshmen on the floor. McNeil and Hurd and Parker. You see the athleticism from Parker, misses the lay-in. More free throws coming for Corey Mency.
Corey Mency once again using his quickness to get to the basket. A guy who's taking full advantage of the platform.
8 of 14 from the floor. 4 of 5 from 3. He's 6 of 7 from the line. 7 of 8. Hey, Sunday in the Queen City, the Allied tip-off. It's a top 10 matchup and a Final Four rematch. Number 1 South Carolina, 9th-ranked NC State. 3 o'clock on ESPN. Mency gets them both. 28 points, shattering his career high. NC State just needs to break mid-court, and Presbyterian will back off. Trey Parker dribbles it out. It's an 81-72 win for NC State as they improve to 2-0. kind of what we expected, Casey. Both teams shot the ball well. 55% for NC State, 50% from Presbyterian, and they hung in this game. They're trying to make some noise. They made the CBI last year, trying to make some noise in the Big South. And
that's something that Coach Quentin Farrell is trying to build. He's trying to use this non-conference as an opportunity to build heading into conference play in the Big South. If you can compete against NC State at a high level and keep it under 10, who knows what the opportunity that you have heading into conference play in the Big South. And if you're NC State, you're going to have to use these two opponents from the Big South, USC Upstate and Presbyterian, and you're going to have to learn from it and find a way to grow heading into high-level play later on.
81-72, the final. NC State with 4 players into double figures to take the 9-point win over the Blue Hose. Both teams next in action on Wednesday. Presbyterian hosting Wofford. NC State against Coastal Carolina right here on the ACC Network Extra. For my partner, Casey Morcell, our great crew here in Raleigh. Thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy your weekend. I'm Andrew Sanders saying good night. This has been a presentation of ESPN.